We've got lots of good stuff to get through tonight with my panel. Joining me is Sky News contributor Kosha Garda and Liberal MP Keith Wolahan. It is so wonderful to welcome you both. Let's start off with the Voice proposal. Nationals leader David Littleproud has publicly said he won't support Peter Dutton's claim in Parliament last week that the Voice will, quote, re-racialise Australia. He doesn't want that to be included in the official referendum pamphlet. Here's what he had to say on Sky News just a little earlier.
I'm not challenging his intent. I'm just, the wording is important that we set the tone as political leaders. There is a need for all political leaders to show the respect to the Australian people.
Keith, as a Liberal MP, I'll ask you this. David Littleproud's comment carries with it the implication that this concept is disrespectful to Indigenous Australians. Do you consider that referring to the impact on racial cohesion or division by race is disrespectful? Because surely it's hard to avoid doing so if we're truly to engage with the issues in the referendum.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. I didn't see that implication. I think what David and Peter are showing is that Australians who all have the same vote each will express the principles in their own words. And the principle that I use in my own words is the aspiration of equality of citizenship. There's many different ways to express that. I say aspiration because I acknowledge our Constitution isn't perfect. It has Section 25 and some other provisions that, you know, we're not proud of. But the aspiration of equality is a really important one. There's many different ways to phrase that. And I think David and Peter are just showing the diversity of views that we've seen through the speeches in the Parliament this week.
Kosha, this proposal has been out for a long time now, but we're still debating what its practical effect and meaning will be. Isn't this the peril of enshrining something vague that Australians and later on the High Court are left to fill in the blanks because the government haven't?
It is, and I think the real question, Amanda, is why. I think some, depending on where you sit, some would consider that a feature and not a bug, because it's, you know, it's a certain approach, and we've seen this take shape all around the world, really, where you frame things in moralistic terms. It becomes easier to sell it at a high level because it sounds good. Who doesn't want inclusion and upliftment of historically marginalized communities, or however it's framed, and then you do leave that vacuum and void for other power structures or branches of government to come in. In my home country, in the United States, there's a whole long list of constitutional amendments that have happened, and they often are adjudicated and re-adjudicated in the court system, often to great controversy. So I do think we would expect to see something like that happen here if this goes ahead. And again, I think depending on who you ask, it's a feature, not a bug.